This case brought home that your child, the thing that you love the most in this world, can be taken in a flash, just like that. Let's explore the case of little Audrii Cunningham right now. Happy Wicked Wednesday, my Cajun cuties. How are y'all today? Yes, it's me, Anne Marie, aka the Cajun Crime Queen from Carriacou, Louisiana. Cajun born, Cajun bred, and when I die, I'll be Cajun dead. I hope after this video that y'all like, subscribe, and comment, and don't forget to press on that notification bell so you never miss a video from me, Anne Marie. I hope you have a beverage. I hope you have a snuggle partner or a snuggle fur partner. Those are the best, and y'all are ready to hear a true crime story with yours truly. And today we're going to be discussing a case that just happened 2 weeks ago. We're going to be discussing the case of little Audrii Cunningham. Audrii Cunningham was a beautiful 11-year-old from Livingston, Texas. She had her whole life ahead of her. She was a 5th grader. She had many friends. She was described as always making people laugh. She could always make anyone laugh at any moment of the day. Little Audrii Cunningham did not get on the bus the day after Valentine's Day, February 15th. An Amber Alert was issued when the family realized that she was missing. And I cannot even imagine what this family is going through right now. Just the thought of your child, just the most precious thing that you love the most in this world, and you have no idea where they are. It is crazy to me, and I hope that me or any of you ever have to go through this. I hope we never go through this. But this little girl was missing, and her family was looking everywhere for her. And the last known person that was seen with her was Don Steven McDougal. He was a 42-year-old family friend. He was living in a camper on the family's property. He knew the family very well. He babysat for Audrii several times. The family trusted him. He was supposed to bring Audrii to the bus stop that morning, but she never got on the bus. And let me just throw this out here. How well do we really know people? I know a lot of you, just like me, how many times did we think we know someone? We think that we know everything about them, and they slide under our radar and they do something to us that would just shock us. But how well do you have to know a person to leave them with the most precious thing in the world to you? Your child, your baby, the thing that you love the most. How well do you have to know them? How well do you have to trust them? And as we all know, for us to leave our child with someone, we have to have full, complete trust in this person. And this man, Don Steven McDougal, the last known person to see Audrii, was a pedophile, was a predator. He slipped right under everyone's radar, just like that. Don Steven McDougal has been arrested several times. He's an ex-con, and he has a rap sheet that goes back all the way from 2001. And I'm going to read to y'all a little bit of the things that he was arrested for in the past couple of years. He has been arrested in Harris, Montgomery, and Liberty counties numerous times over the last 2 decades, including possession of a dangerous drug, evading arrest, possession of a controlled substance, theft, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, reckless driving, harassment, resisting arrest. But the one arrest that caught everyone's attention was the arrest in 2007 when he was convicted of enticing a minor with intent. Carissa Davis was a beautiful 10-year-old little girl, and she was beautiful. She was at a family gathering at her uncle's home, and Don Steven McDougal was there. It was said that his sisters knew the family. That's why he was there. After everyone went to sleep that night, Carissa, little 10-year-old Carissa, was in bed with her cousin, and Don Steven McDougal just barged in there, got her cousin, threw the cousin out of the bed, and got in bed with little Carissa, just 10 years old, and was taking her pants off. And she said she flew up, she got out of the bed and said, "Do you know how old I am? I'm only 10 years old." And he grabbed her by the arm to bring her back to the bed, and she kind of flew her arm like that, like, "Get away from me." Opened the door and started running. He was chasing after her. He was doing everything he could to catch her. And she ended up, it was said, telling one of her aunts, and the police was called. And do you know what he received? He received 2 years for this incident and did not have to register as a sex offender. I'm just going to let all of that sink in right there. Why on earth was this man not registered as a sex offender? If you willingly go and you touch a child any type of way, even just trying to pull off her pants, and the child tells you, "I'm only 10 years old," you already know that, and she's telling you that, and you still chase after her, and you don't have to register as a sex offender, I don't even know what to say to that. He received 2 years in jail, but got credit for 1.5 years. This man walked out of jail free without having to register as a sex offender. I'm outraged. I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that this sweet little precious girl, Carissa, was not protected. That man could have got out of jail and done who knows to this little girl. Because you know what Carissa said? Just behind her uncle's home was the woods. It was the woods. This man was an ex-con who should have been registered as a sex offender as soon as he was charged with this crime. Don Steven McDougal helped with the search for little Audrii Cunningham. He was searching everywhere for her, just like her family was. And like I mentioned earlier, Don Steven McDougal was a family friend. He did used to babysit Audrii. Their family knew him very well, but he did not slip under the cops' radar because the cops knew his rap sheet. They knew the kind of person he was. He had a huge SWAT sticker tattoo on his arm. He was always in and out of jail. The cops did not trust him. And as we all know, or some of y'all may not know, but I'm here to tell y'all, like always, I do all sorts of research. In an investigation of anything, a murder, a SA, a kidnapping, a search for someone, anything, the cops always work from the inside out, meaning they want to eliminate everybody close to the victim. They're going to start from the inside and slowly move outside of the family circle. And that's what they were doing. But they just could not get past Don Steven McDougal because, number one, he was the last person to see little Audrii Cunningham. And number two, his rap sheet. And just the next day, on February 16th, that Friday, just 2 days after, well, no, 1 day after he started searching for little Audrii Cunningham, he was arrested on an unrelated charge of aggravated assault. So he was already just right there by the cops. They knew something was up. They knew this wasn't right because of his past. He did have a charge in 2007 of enticing a child. So the cops arrested him on February 16th, just the day after little Audrii Cunningham was reported missing. The very next day, Saturday, February 17th, little Audrii Cunningham's Hello Kitty backpack was located near a dam at Lake Livingston. They were searching for her everywhere. The cops say now they had a person of interest, later confirming that that person of interest was 42-year-old Don Steven McDougal. And just 5 days after she was reported missing, little Audrii's lifeless body, only 11 years old, was found in the Trinity River, weighted down by a rock. And her cause of death was homicidal violence and blunt force trauma. That was a horrible day, a horrible day. We were all praying. Everyone was looking for little Audrii. And it was a sad day on February 20th when her body was discovered. But cell phone evidence, videos, and pinpoint places of interest led police straight to 42-year-old Don Steven McDougal and charged him with capital murder in connection of little Audrii Cunningham. They believe, just like I do, and a lot of people believe, that he murdered little Audrii Cunningham. Now, the cops really haven't released that many details about the situation, about little Audrii. You know, and I understand that her parents need to grieve and her parents want to think about her in happy memories right now. But I just wonder if Don Steven McDougal confessed to everything, because I'm hearing several rumors that he may have confessed to everything and led the police straight to little Audrii Cunningham's body. And I was watching a video of him when he was in jail. And he was very disrespectful. Even the cops went in to get him to go hear what he was being charged for. Because remember, he was already in jail for an unrelated charge of aggravated assault. He was arrested the day after little Audrii was reported missing. Yo, he stands up in like this blanket with no clothes on, completely naked, completely disrespectful, just didn't care about anything. So I wonder if while he was in jail that entire time, if he confessed to knowing exactly where little Audrii Cunningham was, or is he in there and he's going to try to plead not guilty? I have no clue, but I am wondering all what he said to the police. I'm very curious if he's the one that led cops exactly where little Audrii Cunningham was. And if he did, is he going to confess to everything? Now, the question on my mind, which I'm sure the question is on your mind as well. If Don Steven McDougal was babysitting sweet little Audrii Cunningham, only 11 years old, was anything happening before she went missing? Was little Audrii getting SA'd? Was something going on? Because this is a horrible, horrible thing to do to a child. And you know what? This child was trusting maybe with Don Steven McDougal. Her family knew him. He lived in their yard. He babysat her. He walked to the bus stop. Everyone knew him. But was anything going on, anything inappropriate going on before little Audrii Cunningham was missing, then sadly found murdered? Because in the back of my mind, I wonder if this has been going on. I wonder if there are other victims of Don Steven McDougal, because it looks like this man has years and years and years, decades of being a horrible person. But we also know that he was arrested for enticing a child. So in my opinion, he's kind of always been this sex predator. So who else is going to maybe come out and say he was doing the same things to them? Because why on earth was he not registered as a sex offender, y'all? Why wasn't he registered? This threw the family by surprise. There was a loophole in the system. The family did not know he was a sex offender. He was not registered as a sex offender. So they had no clue the kind of person that was babysitting their little girl, their flesh and blood, the most precious thing to them. They did not know. He should have been just, in my opinion, he should have stayed in jail for the rest of his life. But we're going to talk about that later. We're not going to get into that right now. But he at least should have been registered as a sex offender. This family had no clue who was in their yard. Who knows? You know, the Cunningham family could have been helping out Don Steven McDougal, getting him on his feet for all we know. We don't know the details, but this family could have been helping him in some kind of way. And in the meantime, he's just a crazy person and should be registered as a sex offender. Like, I'm getting way over my head, but it just makes me so angry that he was not registered. All of these families did not know that he was arrested for this incident and which he should have been on his license. We get the card in the mail. We've all got them. I know I've got them. I don't know if y'all got them. If anybody ever moves into your home or near your home, there's a little piece of paper that comes out saying, hey, I'm just letting you know that a registered sex offender has moved near your home, which is an amazing thing to do. It alerts all of us. But he should have been registered as a sex offender. My final thought, I know I always come to y'all with my final thought. My final thought is this. I want to know if these sex offenders, if these pedophiles, if these people that have SA'd anyone, are they getting the help they need while they in prison? And the reason why I'm saying this, because a lot of sex offenders have gone to jail, served their time, and came out and did the exact same thing. I wonder if when they get sentenced, even if it's life, let's say it's life, do they just throw them in there and say, okay, that's it. Yeah, all right, that's it. You going to jail, you a sex offender, you SA'd someone, that's it, go away. Are they getting help inside jail? Are they getting the help they need? Because as you may not know, a sex offender, they have a problem. It's just like a drug addict. It's just like an alcoholic. It's just like someone that, commits domestic violence, that hits people. They have a problem and they need to seek the help they need, because it's not just going to go away. There's something in their mind that makes them do these things. It is not normal for a person to want to hurt a child or anyone for that matter. And a person should be registered as a sex offender. But getting back to what I was saying, these sex offenders, in my opinion, need help. They go to jail, they're in jail, they can't hurt a child anymore, but are they still having these thoughts in their mind? Are they still fighting these demons? And if they are, which I'm sure they are, that doesn't go away. It's like an addict or an alcoholic. They should be taking classes and getting help. And if they are, let's say they're sentenced to 20 years in jail for, committing a crime on a child. Let's just say that. While they are in jail, let's get them the help they need, because when they get out, we don't want them doing the same thing that they did. In my opinion, you hurt a child, you should go to jail for the rest of your life and stay in there. But if they are getting out and they were sentenced to only 10, 20 years, I surely hope that while they are in jail, they are getting the help they need. So when they get out of jail, they don't do the same things. But in my opinion, Don Steven McDougal, he's never getting out of jail. He's staying in jail because, in my opinion, he has not been convicted, but I do believe that he is the killer of little Audrii Cunningham, which is absolutely terrible and horrible. But Steven McDougal was a violent man. I mean, when I was watching videos of him, he had co-workers, and the co-workers said he would come to their house and all of a sudden pull out weapons and they would have to kick him out the house. He had already hurt somebody with a knife. This was a violent individual that needed to be in jail already, but he was out. And I just want to tell y'all all, keep your children safe. Keep them tucked in your arms. Love them. Hold them tight, because tomorrow is never promised. And we love our children. And my heart goes out to little Audrii Cunningham's family. I hope that they are thinking about the happy times and the good memories. And I just want to tell y'all that I am praying for you every single day. I hope that y'all enjoyed today's video. I hope that y'all like, subscribe, and comment, and don't forget to press on that notification bell so you never miss a video from me and Marie. And I always tell y'all, I always want y'all to stay safe. Always be aware of your surroundings, because you never know what could be right behind you. And thank y'all again for all y'all love and support, because without y'all, I couldn't be here today sending y'all all these videos and giving y'all all my love. And remember, I love each and every one of y'all. And I hope y'all have a good night, a good weekend. And I love you all. Bye.